And we're back. Moving into our final conversation for today.
And we have Transparent BPO who are having a job fair.
Yeah.
We have with us on set recruiting manager, Audralee. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Wow, I did. Enriquez. And Rob Johnson, who's the VP of Global Operations at Transparent BPO. And we have the team leader for Transparent BPO, Roy, here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So we're shifting away from all the food and bacteria talk, right? To talk about something that is important, employment opportunities. And that's something I think that is absolutely critical within this country.
Right.
And as we understand it, you have openings that people can take advantage of.
We do.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're excited to be able to provide so many jobs for Belize, and I think we're closing in on 800. And over the next 60 days, we have about, how many do you have to hire, Audralee?
Over 100.
Over 100, yeah, over 100 more. And then right after that, coming into August, we have even more. So we get into our busy season. So, we hope to, continue to grow and be well over 1,000 people by the end of the year.
What's the definition of your busy season? What causes an increase in job opportunities?
Well, it seems like lately every season has been busy season, right?
That's true.
But we do have we have a few clients who the busiest time of year for them is the fourth quarter, so the holiday season, because they're retail clients where people are buying gifts and using their services during October, November, December, to take care of the holiday season. So we have 3 clients where every year for the past 3 years, one for 4 years, we've added about 200 employees, and they start off as seasonal opportunities, and usually for these people, because we have multiple clients, they move on to permanent jobs.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about the history of Transparent BPO and your own growth. Are you ready to move into your new building as yet?
I'm ready, but the building's not.
Yeah. But starting from a couple of years ago, it's less than 10. I know that much.
It's December will be 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right. So we started just right next door in the Full Tech building back in 2009, December of 2009. And Roy, were you in the original class?
No, I was actually in this second building.
Okay.
In the second building,
Yeah.
Well, when they moved from Full Tech building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started back in 2009 with 30 employees and have continued to grow. And so now we're in Coney Drive, the building where Roy started. Yeah. And then Cleghorn Street will be our 4th year this fall. So I believe November. And that's the old tobacco factory.
Oh.
And then the building we're calling Seaside is set to open in middle of July. So.
Oh, you're not moving. You're establishing
No,
a
it's
new
a third
center.
location. Third
Wow.
location.
That is clearly a growth in business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the growing interest in accessing the Belize market for business outsourcing?
Well, for us, it's we have 2 parts of the equation, right? We love to provide jobs, but before we do that, we have to get the clients to give us the work. And so just yesterday and Monday and yesterday, we were entertaining a prospective client, and I believe we should hear by today that they want to come do work with us.
But the appeal of having their business work conducted here?
Yeah, what attracts people is some of these companies have been doing business either in the U.S. And sometimes with their own locations where they have their own employees doing the work, or sometimes in the Philippines or in India, places that are very far away, and the level of quality drops off when you get that far away. And so they come to Belize, and our English is good, our people are super friendly, and
It's a shorter flight.
excellent skills. Yeah, shorter flight. But more than that, I think we understand the culture here in the U.S. much better than in the Philippines. They have no idea, what different locations are, and
this is a big testament and big up to the Belizean people. And
absolutely,
culture of what we're capable of in a structured environment where quality is required of us.
And that's what brought us here,
Wow.
10 years ago, almost
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And our clients find the same thing. So
Now, On the outside, sometimes call centers get a bad rap. Because it is a non-traditional work environment from what we are typically accustomed to.
Yeah.
Approaching your 10th anniversary, what's been your own learning curve in being able to get employees on board, keep them on board, and also keep on with your recruitment?
Right. So we found that when we first came here back in 2009 that yes, the call center industry did have a bad reputation. In some cases, they earned that, right? And so we came in and we wanted to make sure that we were doing things differently. And we really operate our company, based on our core values. And one of those is community, and that's we want to make a difference in the lives of our employees and the community where we work. So we invest, heavily in things that support making transparent BPO a great place to work. So we have restaurants for our employees. We have buses. We have nice facilities and other amenities. We do celebrations. Tell them a little bit about some of the celebrations we do, Audralee.
Yes. So the culture at Transparent BPO, we really try to form a balance between work and play. And so throughout the year, we have several activities for our employees, which ranges from in-house to outdoors. So take, for example, Mother's Day just went. Every single mother in our company got a gift from us. Father's Day is coming up in a couple weeks. It's the same for them.
It better be nice. I'm
with you. I'm with you.
And it also goes by quarters, because when we're looking at the first quarter of the year, we have Employee Appreciation Week. And so for that entire week, we have activities, giveaways for our employees. And then the second quarter will be more Mother's Day and Father's Day. When we're heading towards the third quarter of the year, that's when we have our Family Day, where employees as well as their families, they can come and we have a day of enjoyment for everyone. And of course, the end of the year, which is our annual holiday party, where we have major giveaways. Year before, where we gave away 3 vehicles to 3 employees. And so the gifts, they just keep on getting bigger and bigger. Of course, this year will be our 10-year anniversary.
Cars. Like they gave away 3 cars.
They gave away my old car.
Okay.
So
as a raffle.
As a raffle. Yeah. They don't pay for that.
It's not about who produced the most, worked the hardest.
No, last year was over $50,000 that we gave in prizes back to our employees.
Wow.
And this year, which is our 10-year anniversary, trust that the prizes will definitely be bigger for our employees, especially the employees that have been with us over the past 10 years, because even now we still have some employees that were there from that set of 30. So definitely this will be a big year for them.
Right.
On a personal level, what's your appeal in being a part? What's the appeal for you in being a part of the Transparent BPO team?
All right. Well, like the last time I was on the show, it all comes about, well, for me, it's the reception when I first came to Transparent. I just strolled in there looking for a job. I went to school for something totally different. I expected to be at maybe Wassa right now. And I'm open to change, and I went in there, with the mindset I can do this, and then I learned a lot of things I didn't know I was capable of doing. And that actually stuck with me. As I progressed, I pretty much learned, and then I became more ambitious to want to move up in the company. That's what actually made me want to stay. Because the opportunities are there, right? You just got to want to go get it, right?
How many years have you been there?
7, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
7.
And what does it mean to be team leader?
Well, pretty much I have a team under me, and my responsibilities is to actually, guide them, ensure they have everything they need, any questions, concerns about anything, reports, things like that. There's a lot of different things. The goal,
supervisor.
Yeah, supervisor. Pretty much the structure, the goals that we have to meet, on a timely basis for the client to ensure that we're, succeeding. That's the main thing. So it's a we go, not me go, right? We work together as one to ensure that we accomplish everything as a team to, better the company.
Roy, I loved what he did with his team. I watched him out my window a few times where he does a pre-shift. Can you tell him about your pre-shift?
Well, sometimes you go to work and you just want to shake off, the vibes and get lively. So I actually take my team outside, and we do like little activities, just to warm them up in the morning and do something different instead of being on the call floor every day in the same routine. Sometimes you want to go outside, get the fresh air, and before you take calls and you get upbeat.
Where do you get that idea from?
A lot of different things. I'm always on YouTube.
But I don't want to miss something very clear here. What he is a supervisor. You call him a team leader. And that alone shifts the dynamics in what you perceive your role and responsibility to do. to
Right,
be.
right.
And so I'm hearing very clearly just by a title what a corporate culture you have.
Well, the culture is that we value our employees, right? I mean, you know, there are a few things that you can, you know, you can go out and buy the good technology, you can have a nice building, but you can't replace the people. And the people are really they're the front line that provides the services that we sell. So that's where, you know, really our core investment is. They're the lifeblood of our business. So
And there's opportunity for upward mobility.
Absolutely.
I think that's what people don't.
Every time that you see, like take myself for example, I've been with Transparent BPO going on for 4 years.
Okay.
When I came, we were at Coney Drive. And so then the building we moved over to Calgary Street. So we have one location, there's another location. Whenever I see another building going up, I'm looking at more people. More people means more supervisors, more managers, so there's always upward mobility. And now we have Seaside that is going up. So that's another reminder to me that there's always room for upward mobility at Transparent BPO.
Yeah. And from a management level, there are a lot of Belizeans in management.
yeah, it's almost
Vast
all.
majority.
It's almost, yeah. There's myself and 2 others from the U.S. Right.
Okay.
So all the rest of our managers, I think we have 30 operations managers and about 50 team leads, roughly. And then our HR director is Belizean, and we have, you know, we've been working really for the past 3 years, most intensely, on providing a management development path, so that we provide training and we get people ready, because we don't just tap them on the shoulder and throw them in. You know, we get people ready so that they're well prepared, and so we have a program called Rising Stars. Did you go through that, or was that after you?
I think that was after me.
After you, yeah.
That was after me.
But then we're developing from there to develop team leaders. Then we develop operations managers who oversee about 100 people. And then our next phase is develop people to be ready to be directors who would oversee, you know, 200 or 300 or 400 people.
Now, the perception when it first, call centers first came was it was a temporary job. You would get in there, fresh out of high school, you're not sure what you want to do, you probably were not in an economic position to continue your education or the like, or you had some eventuality, like maybe you had a child.
Sure.
And so you would use it as a transitional thing. Looking at the buildings that are being put up and the leases for so many years, it appears that this is going to be something here on the long haul. Is there, first of all, what is the turnover ratio in terms of people who probably, you need 100 people now, about 100. What is the turnover rate of people who actually come in and probably say, this is probably not for me, or don't qualify to be able to continue on? And secondly, has there been a shift now to people looking at it more as a long-term gig, 7 years here, 4 years here? Is there a shift in the way that people approach employment there?
Yeah. So the second question, actually, I'll let Roy talk about a little bit, because how long were you planning on staying there?
Maybe like 3 months.
See, that's
maybe like 3 months.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah, it sparked my interest quite a bit. You know, I learned a lot. Actually, went from being a rep on the phone and being a trainer when the last time I was here, and then I'm a supervisor now. So it was a transition. It wasn't easy, of course, but you know, you stuck to it. I had a lot of help, you know, guidance, you know, from the training team I was with. You know, you learn a lot from other departments, different managers, everyone, you know, from Rob. I can learn something from Rob too. Like, just the structure that we had, you know, it helps us to grow, you know. So for me, to advice, and I try to, you know, ask questions and so forth to what I can do better, because, you know, dealing with a team is not always easy. So everybody have different personalities, and, you know, you got to learn to cope with that, and everybody work together as one so we can achieve the goal at hand, right? So it was a lot to actually get here.
Do you get training for the skills you need to manage a team?
Like the Rising Stars, they had that's something that just came, probably like
3 years
3
ago,
years
maybe,
now.
yeah.
It came after me, but when I was in training, I was, you know, I'm in that, I observed it, so I kind of had some, you know, coachings with our director, and she, you know, has different sessions where we go through like maybe like a month or so forth, or maybe it all depends, because they have all kind of different ones. You know,
all
coaching,
kinds of different
performance,
opportunities,
all
yeah.
kind of different opportunities.
Yeah. Like right now, we have 3 employees in the U.S. with one of our clients, and they're going through their training program so that they can support their, you know, our client. Yeah. And
how many clients are long term that you have? Or they're all seasonal?
No. Even the seasonal ones we do work year round for.
Okay.
Well, but but we do work year round for them as well, but just with a smaller group, and then they grow for the season. Most of our clients have been with us at least 4 years, and our longest term has been with us since the beginning, 9 years. So we don't look for clients who are only going to be here for a minute. We look for clients who are going to be long term. And once they start with us, unless something changes in their organization, they stay with us and grow with us.
Let's talk about those job opportunities so before we run out of time, right? So you have a job fair.
Yes. Before the job fair, today we are having our open house. And honestly, because it's our ramp season and we are hiring so many individuals, we have to do extra efforts. And so for the month of June and July, every single Wednesday will be open houses for us where they can come in, they do the application process, they go through the interview process, and as quick as a week time, they can get into a training. So we're inviting everyone, if they are ready for employment, that they could come to our location at 259 Coney Drive, as we're having our open house today. Right? And every Wednesday in the month of June and July. Now, on July 6th, it will be our annual job fair, where we're inviting everyone to come out if you're looking for employment. And for these job fairs, honestly, we're looking for individuals who are able to work only seasonal for some of our seasonal programs. And we also have permanent employment for individuals that are looking for things that are more long-term.
Are they all entry-level jobs that you're looking for?
Not only entry-level jobs. When we have these job fairs, honestly, some people, they would come in and they have experience in IT. And those would be the individuals that we would turn on to Mr. Rob or to other individuals in the IT department that we would also look at for other programs that we have. We also have people that would come in that probably have experience as on a supervisor level or manager or a managerial level. And so those would be the people that we would honestly look at for our different positions that we have within the company.
What are the seasonal opportunities?
Oh, go ahead.
So for the
I'm there.
It's your show.
So the seasonal opportunities will be for some of the programs like Shutterfly, where they deal with things like photos and creating memories for people. Like what Mr. Rob said earlier, when America, they're getting ready for the holiday season, these are things that people look at for gifts. And so we look at the months of probably August to December. Those would be the time that we would really need the manpower in that department.
You were going to say.
I was going to say about the management positions. I mean, our company philosophy, we promote from within whenever we can. I mean, that's our primary go-to. But when we need to, we go outside. And so we are looking for talented people with management experience because, as we grow so fast, it's that's one area that we're always looking for good leaders in our business.
What is the average age of your employees?
I believe it's about 26. About 26.
An average education level?
2-year college is probably more typical than not.
Associate's level.
Associate level.
So, what I hear from you in terms of the application period, it almost sounded automatic, and I want to be clear about that. So you do have to go through a screening process.
Absolutely.
And how successful are the applicants that come in? Because you're looking for 100? Yeah.
And we have thousands of graduates.
I know.
So on a daily basis, honestly, for the most part, when it comes to the application and testing process, those are done at home. So you go onto our website at transparentbpo.com, you fill out the application, of course, and then we receive it, and it goes through the whole screening phase. We look for individuals that are 18 years or older. You either have a high school diploma or equivalent work experience. And for the people that have work experience, we just look for longevity and consistency while they were at the previous place of employment. And so how this process goes is every step of the way, you automatically get notified of where your application is. On a daily basis, we have people coming between 10 and 12 every day coming in for interviews. Now for today, when we're having an open house, take for example, last week we have over 130 people that came through our doors.
Oh, wow.
And today, I mean, it's just after 8, and when I called the office earlier, the place was already packed. So there are people that are seeking employment, and Transparent BPO, we have a lot of jobs for them. So definitely.
But it is a testing process, and they have to be able to pass those tests. Then we look at, their work experience, if they have work experience, to see if they're going to be a stable employee for us.
What other skill sets are necessary?
Well, honestly, we look at evaluate people on a will and skill basis. So the skill would be you're able to communicate fluently in English, of course, because our clients and our customers, they are Americans for the most part. And of course, you have to have some level of computer literacy. You're able to use the internet and maneuver a computer system. And the well part would be, you're open to criticism, you are open to learning, you are coachable, and you're also a team player, because those are the things that we look for. So if you have the will and you have the skill, definitely you will be someone that we can work with.
Those are the prospects I like. I like when they come in, I can do this, and after they see how they came in and got molded into being a good rep, it's like awesome,
attitude
right?
and aptitude is what I say.
It's the openness that you need for people to learn.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is it now? Well, 10 being very difficult.
As in what?
As an entry level position, how difficult is it?
Actually, it's all about your ambition, actually, to me, because like what she Audralee said, when it comes to the screening, that's what determines who's fit for what. So when we get certain reps on our teams, okay, we can tell right away if this person has that,
not customer service,
spunk, right?
And then you
And
then you have people that they would come in and they're like, they love technical support, because we have different programs available, range from sales to customer service, data entry, and technical support. So most of the people, when they come in, you would have individuals that, I just love doing sales. Sales is all that I know, I love doing it. And so if you have someone that comes in with that mentality and that personality, then it's really a smooth transition when you put them on a sales program. Or you find someone that is very detail oriented, then a technical support or a data entry program will be best fit for them. So we try our best to match these test scores that these people get with the personalities that are in front of us, and to transition them into the different programs that we have. That way it's not so much of a tug and war with prospect employees. It's more of a smooth transition.
It's fitting people where they have the best skill sets.
I wish the public service.
Is the challenge still the schedule? I wish a lot more just public service. But is the challenge still the schedule for most people? I mean, it's always been one of the challenges. Shift work, for example.
Yeah, same.
We are very used to 8 to 5, lunch break and eating lunch at work, and not working weekends, not working holidays. I know.
That was one of the changes that over the last many years we've had to work with, because when we first started, it was a lot of set shift work, although we did work weekends and things like that, less on holidays. But now we're open. We have some that work overnight, and we have some that work weekends, and we have many programs that work holidays and things like that. And I think we've been able to socialize that and find people for whom that fits their life. And offer transportation options. We have a holiday incentive program, because we know people are giving up their holidays with their families, but we make it so crazy for them to miss work on that day, because they would miss out on prizes, and
free lunch too.
Free lunch, free
you
transportation.
Fight for the holiday shift.
Oh, they do. Yeah. People do.
The schedule is not too bad, because I have friends that actually I reference to the transparent, and they actually ask me, is it going to fit my schedule, because I go to school during the day? So perfect, like what Rob said, night shift will be perfect for them, because they can go to school during the day. For their associates,
we encourage people to go to school. So
This is a business, but it seems that everybody, ideally, need to win. The country needs to win. The company needs to win, and the employees need to win. In each of those areas, where do you think has been the biggest win over the 10 years that you've been in Belize?
Well, I personally see it in the growth that's happened in the jobs that we've been able to provide, because they're not, what used to be really not a very good job, if we talked about the BPO industry 10 years ago. Now we provide, I think very competitive wages. We have benefits, we have things for our employees and things like that. It really makes it a good job. I mean, it used to be a job that you got until you found a good job. Now it is a good job, and so people can stay and grow a career. So I think that's really the big win. And in the process, I look at you name some things. We also have to take care of our clients, because if we don't do a good job for them, then they don't hire us to do the work. So that's where the win is, when we have employees doing the right thing because they're excited about the job that they have, then they're doing a good job for our clients, and it just keeps people coming to us to place their work with us.
And of course, not everyone that comes to Transparent BPO, they stay, but for the most part, when you see a Transparent BPO that was at our company and then they leave from there, trust me, they have that foundation.
Right,
in regards to communication skills, definitely, that is something that we emphasize on. They are better communicators. They're more confident, of course. And then sometimes they would go seek other job opportunities, and then they would come back to our company because, of course, the culture that we have at Transparent
Discipline
BPO.
is one of those things that you
Definitely discipline.
Belize.
And then you look at individuals that they live outside Belize City, and we have our transportation system for them. So if you live in the districts of Orange Walk and Corozal, or anywhere from Belize City leading up to that area, as well as in Belmopan and Cayo, we do have our transportation system that takes in place to and from work on a daily basis. And for the individuals that live outside of the city, maybe they would say, well, you know what? Yes, transportation may be an issue. What we try to do is we try to give these individuals that live outside the city the schedules that are that run with our bus schedule. That way, they're definitely able to get to and from work on a daily basis.
The bilingual capacity of our people is also a good marketing opportunity for you?
It is. We're seeing that more all the time,
Yeah.
and of course, there's less of that in the city, but you get not far, Cayo Orange Walk, and it's it's excellent. So, the client that we entertained earlier this week, that was important to them. And
of course.
I brought them into a new hire class that had been in class for 4 hours, and 4 of the students could speak fluent Spanish, and they could flip right into perfect English, and they're just like wow, because they had been to other countries. They'd been to Mexico, they had been to El Salvador, I believe, and when they came and saw our people, that's what makes the difference for them.
All right, so Transparent BPO is open for business. Jobs exist. Your open days are every Wednesday
of this month. So today, definitely from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our location that is on Coney Drive. If you're seeking employment and you're ready to start working as soon as next week, definitely you can come into our office today. Again, between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. And every Wednesday in the month of June and July, it will be the same thing, open houses. And on July 6th, that will be our annual job fair, where you guys can come out again between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. And we are providing job opportunities that are seasonal as well as full-time.
And there's a website where you can ask questions if you have.
Yes, if you have any questions or you want to find out more about our company, you can visit our website, which is at www.transparentbpo.com. If you want to stay in tune with what's happening at Transparent BPO, you could also visit our Facebook page, which is Transparent BPO BZ, and you'll always be updated up there. And of course, if you want to speak to someone in our human resource department or our recruiting department, they can also call our line, which is at 223-0004-5 or 6.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. Best of luck. And I know a lot of people will probably be jumping on the opportunity to join your company. Right?
Thank you so much.
For having us.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take our final break now. And when we come back, we'll have our wrap up. So stay tuned.